So this is Jessica Dale with A Place at Home, which is a senior in-home care services, non-medical. A Place at Home is located in Somerville, but we cover Somerset, Morris County, and Hunterdon County. And we also have a few zip codes in Union County. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about in-home care in my agency and what we do for our seniors. So our mission is to be compassionate professionals, providing the compassionate care solutions you need where and when you need us. So it doesn't matter where you are, what is home. Some seniors live in independent facilities, so we can go there as well. So whatever they call home, that's where we go to help them. Our philosophy is that we are CARE, which stands for compassionate, accountable, respectful, and ethical. Those are actually the values that attracted me to this franchise, and because that's all the values that I live by. The company the brand is new in New Jersey, but it's not new in the United States. Two good friends decided to open up an agency, build it up from the ground up in Omaha, Nebraska. And then when they were successful, they decided to expand, and they decided that franchising was the right way to expand. So now there are actually more than 22 franchises. I am the 22nd one. So why A Place at Home? For me, I worked in the nonprofit field, and that was actually something that I enjoyed because I was helping people. Also, the fact that I had experience with the care of my mother, being the only child, when she was going through a lot of issues, health issues, and I had very limited resources because I didn't know there was this thing such as in-home care. And I didn't know all the things that I know now. It was very challenging. So it is not only to help the seniors, but only the families that are the caregivers. They need a break. They need that assistance. So that for me was the one of the things that really took me to go this path. So like I said, we are the first one for A Place at Home in New Jersey. We are licensed. We are required to be licensed in order to go into the homes and help seniors. Our office is located in Somerville, and we cover all those areas, those counties: Somerset, Hunterdon, Morris, and Union. These are all some of the services that we provide. We provide in-home care, as I mentioned. We go to the homes and we help the seniors with companionship and personal care. Companionship is not only the fact that we're going to be there with them, assisting them with, socialization, stimulating their brain, but also doing things that will help them, stay active. A lot of seniors just sit around and watch TV. Well, they need a little bit of movement. So that's also something we encourage our caregivers, and we train them that way. The personal care, a lot of them cannot really shower or bathe or, toileting and all that personal care required depending upon the situation of the senior. So we provide all that. We do not provide OT or occupational therapy or physical therapy. That is considered medical. Care coordination, we assist them. Our nurses will assist them in coordinating all the different things that are to be coordinated with the doctors, appointments, and things like that, because sometimes they are unable to retain some of the information that is said in appointments, and a nurse is actually trained to understand that and do the follow-up. The staffing services, that's another line of service that we have. However, I am not focused on that right now because right now it is such a shortage of personnel, that we are unable to provide that. But it's a line of service that is there that we eventually going to start providing. Senior living alternative, that's actually a free service for the seniors. So when home is not longer the right place for the senior, they decide to go to a living facility, we actually act like a realtor for them. So we help them find the right facility based on their needs. So home care post is a company that is kind of they go over different the service with our clients and our caregivers to see how we are doing, how the in-home care agencies are doing, and give feedback to us so we can improve and also be they're kind of like a pulse for us. So the way it works, they do service to the clients and the caregivers over the phone. Then all the feedback and the scores are given to us for us to take action and make changes. And we also get those testimonials to use it for marketing, but it's basically to kind of understand how well we're doing. So we're going to talk about caregivers and nurses. All our caregivers are licensed home health aides. It's a 72-hour course that they need to take with the last 16 hours of being hands-on in practice. They are required to have the license in order to do personal care with seniors. We have 2 registered nurses actually in staff that I will talk about a little bit of what they do. And we do a comprehensive background check on all of our employees. So the caregivers and staff members. So we do on-the-job training. So if a senior needs a specific tasks, even though the home health aides have been trained for every task, a lot of times they don't do it on a regular basis. So our nurses make sure that any time that a caregiver takes a case, the caregiver is reminded or trained on the job and watched what they do their tasks with the client. So we do that to make sure that everything is in place. We offer them continuing education so they can maintain their licenses. We offer them also referral bonuses. So if they refer us other caregivers or even clients, they do get a referral bonus. And we recognize them in many different ways. We have different programs. So these are some of the continuing education that we provide through our care programs for our caregivers. We train them to know and understand full recovery for clients that are full risk, how to deal with dementia clients. Our quality of care is always on. It's an ongoing training. Stroke recovery and Parkinson's. We train them to know how to not treat, but to deal and help these clients that have Parkinson's disease or dementia or any other conditions. So our corporate is also very supportive, and they have a national caregiver newsletter. And what they do is we have this caregiver of the month program. And when a caregiver is a caregiver of the month, we recognize them in many different ways through social media and gifts and things like that. But at the end of the year, when we have our convention, we submit our caregiver of the month, actually our caregiver of the year, to go into the big pool of other franchises, and whoever is picked as the caregiver of the year among all the franchises gets to go to the last day of the convention to receive $1,000. All the trip expenses are paid. They receive a plaque and they make a professional video for them. So it's pretty cool. We offer career growth for our caregivers. So they can start as a caregiver, but then they also can move up to field supervisor, which is basically going into the different cases and homes to understand what the caregivers are doing and what they need. I'm sorry about that.
2 minutes,
They can
Jessica.
also become senior service coordinators, which is an office position. And they do all the schedules and all that stuff. Recruiter, it could be a recruiter as well. We always hiring, so that's actually a very good move for a caregiver because they understand that very well. They can be an office manager one day, and why not? Maybe an agency owner. All right, a couple of last slides that I wanted to add. This is basically a survey that the corporate would do for the caregivers to understand their needs and make sure that we are helping them and meeting those needs and understand their desires as a career path. These are some of the benefits that we offer for our caregivers, some discounts on corporates. They have a lot of different companies to choose from to get good discounts. Our care plans are provided by a registered nurse. How are we with Tampa time?
So you're really all over time at this point. So if you can just wrap things
Okay.
up.
So yeah, our nurses create the care plan and are executed by our caregivers. We update it every 60 days or as needed. This is basically the same. The caregivers have an app that they actually complete before they go leave the shift, and the families have visibility to that. Just a couple of things, and I'm sorry I'm going over time, but if you ever want to hire somebody privately, make sure you understand your risk, salary and tax risks. You're supposed to pay taxes, Medicare, Medicaid. You can be fined for if you don't. The liability of care risk families ultimately are responsible for any injuries for the caregiver or the person being taken care of. Abuse and exploitation is a big one. Without a background check, just a referral sometimes is not enough. Financial risks. Some of the seniors are applying for benefits for the government, and they could be disqualified if they realize that money that they're providing could be as a gift for the government. So it is very, very important. This is what is called the look back periods for the government to qualify for benefits. The same thing goes for the caregivers, tax responsibilities, liability. They can lose their license if they are not under the supervision of a registered nurse, because that is what is required by the state. So, and taxes as well. They are responsible to pay taxes as an independent contractor. So sorry I went over the time. Wanted to get through all the important information. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.